Hello friends, my name is Alexa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I'm super excited to talk about this one, where this one will be talking about Oak and Wren's story. And also, before I get into what went on in this book, I will warn you that there will be spoilers. If you wish to avoid that, I will put a link in the description that will have like a timestamp of where to skip to when I give my review of the story. And also, link down below will be like different playlists of other books that I've talked so far. So if you want to check those out as well, feel free to do so. With that said, let's get started. I should tell you that all of this whole book is told from Wren's point of view. So in the beginning, it has like the prologue of Wren's life and how she gets adopted by human parents and has a human sister. And then her real parents find her and like forcibly reveal what she is. And I just said, screw her parents, basically. Like, I had a little note in there. Wren's real parents want to punish her, will kill her foster parents if she doesn't go with them. It was confirmed that Lord Gerald glamored their love away from her foster parents, and he basically amplified their fear, so that way it was easier for them to get rid of Wren, I guess. I don't know. And also, Wren comes back to the human world while she's older, and she basically helps people from like a fae that's like acting as like this person that like it's hard to describe, but he like fulfills wishes or whatnot, but like you have to sacrifice yourself, like part of yourself, or I don't know. And then there's also this hag named Bogdana who finds Wren in the human world, and then Oak finds also Wren in the human world, and him and his like knights scare off Bogdana and like capture Wren. And basically they tell Wren that Lady Noir has returned to the Court of Teeth and that she can create creatures out of twigs, wood, and parts of the dead, and that she also stole Queen Mab's power to bring life, basically. Also, there's like little flashbacks between like what happens during the main story and then like what happened during the Queen of Nothing. So when they were kids, Oak freed Wren and like brought her back to the palace of Elfham, and that they like played games together and that she was happy, and then she like laughed for the first time ever. And then we move back to when they're older, and then Oak and company were attacked by Lady Noir's twig / half mortal creatures. Oak is like really injured, and then a knight heals him, and then also Oak's horse, or one of the horses named Rag, is injured, and so they go like to this motel to rest. Then the next day they ride a Kelpie, who then transforms into a man named Jax of the Lake. There's also a prisoner named Hyacinth who tells Wren that Oak is a love talker that basically like quickens like your desires and is like the same as Locke. And then after all that, they venture to the Court of Moss. Oak wants to speak to the Thistle Witch, so basically he can find out a way to how to retrieve Queen Mab's like heart or like parts or whatever. And so Queen Annette, who's like the queen of the Court of the Moths, wants to meet him personally, and so they get taken to like these rooms to prepare like a banquet and whatnot. And so when Wren is like getting changed, Oak comes in and he like helps to detangle and rebraid her hair. And then like during the whole party thing, Oak and Wren like share their first kiss together. And then after that, Wren kind of breaks off from Oak and she like goes to where the prisoners are being held, because Hyacinth is being held down there because he has the bridle on him, basically. And so while Wren is down there, she like meets a Marrow from the Undersea and also a human who was captured, and also Hyacinth is down there, obviously. Wren breaks Hyacinth's curse and like frees the mortal girl named Gwen, and the Marrow tells Wren the Queen of the Undersea is weak, and basically Nicasia is weaker than the Queen, I guess. Wren asks to use Gwen's phone to call her mother, or like foster mother, and basically that scene kind of made me tear up a little bit, because in my head I like imagined this like young girl, like young Wren, trying to reconnect with her mom, and I don't know, I think that was really sad. And like I basically said that it was like her innocence coming out. And then Wren gets caught, of course, because Jack of the Lakes rats her out, and they both basically are prisoners in the Court of Moss, and Oak proposes that there will be a duel to see if they will get their freedom or not. He duels an ogre who punched him, named Noglin. He like punched him while Wren was observing him at the party. Basically Oak, Wren, oh yeah, and then Wren is like basically quote unquote glad that Oak hates her, and yeah. Oh, and then also like during the duel, Oak has a problem of like, I guess he has a problem of stopping himself from killing people. He like blanks out and just goes for it. So he basically, well, at first he begged his opponent to surrender the ogre, and then when the ogre wouldn't surrender, of course, Oak ends up killing him. And then after all of that, after Oak wins, the Queen Annette basically says, you can leave, you can go find the Thistle Witch or whatever. And so Jack of the Lake leaves the group to go, I don't know where the hell he went, but he just leaves. And then, like I said before, Wren is glad that Oak hates her. Quote unquote hates her. And quote unquote glad, yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, and then they meet with the Thistle Witch finally, and she tells Oak in private where they can find the Millilith's heart. And then after all that, Oak tells Wren she's not continuing with them, we'll let her continue on, and then makes the decision, basically, we'll let her continue on until Oak makes the decision. While they're camping out, Bogdana finds Wren and like wants to talk to her after she was like sprinting away from her because she's completely afraid of her. She basically tells her that Lady Nor wants Oak to give Wren to her in exchange for Maddock, because Maddock is being held prisoner in the Court of Teeth. Bogdana tells Wren the tale of her birth, and then Wren kind of begins to mistrust Oak, but she also, a part of her also trusts Oak as well. But she's like kind of fighting like the doubts, and she doesn't want to believe that Oak will betray her. Also, Wren is able to warn her foster family about Bogdana, and like basically tells them to use rowan berries like iron and whatnot. Wren also tries to leave by getting on a bus, and because she also takes the bridle with her to try to get away from Oak, and yeah. But basically, I guess Oak must have taken the bridle from her like sneakily, because she doesn't have it anymore, and so she just gets off the bus like completely defeated. And then Wren like gives her little concerns about like Oak giving her away to Lady Nor, and like Oak basically tells her that he isn't gonna give Wren or like her to Lady Nor or the Millilith's heart. They have and then Wren and Oak basically talk, or Wren asks about the conversation about Oak's girls that he has in Elfhame, and so he basically tells her about all his exes and how crazy they were. And also Oak also says that he plans to give Lady Nor a deer heart, and he also gets Wren's hairpin back. Basically, like he got her a hairpin with like a little bird. She thought it was cute, and so, but they had to bargain like to like get on a boat to go to the Court of Teeth, and so Wren gave up the hairpin, and then Oak wasn't having it, so he just took the hairpin back and like swam back to the boat and like gave it to her. But then Wren put the hairpin in Oak's hair, and I don't know, it was like a really cute moment. To me, while I was reading this, Wren's thing was like touch, but I'll talk about that later. Once they make it to the Trolls Forest, they're once again attacked by Lady Nor's stick creatures and also trolls. Wren and Oak and one of the knights make it out of the forest and make it to the Ice Citadel. As Oak and Wren are infiltrating the castle or the citadel, they both fall for a trap. They're captured. They're being interrogated by Lady Nor. But before all that, like, Wren tells Oak about her life as a child and how she was treated, and then she lifts up these like bed sheets and there's like this weird creepy shit going on, and that's how they fall for that trap. Also, Lady Nor like shoves things into Wren's mouth to try to get her to talk, and she like feels her tongue wiggling around, like trying to get her to speak. And then when Lady Nor asks Oak to basically tell her where this heart is, he won't do it. But then she's like, okay, well then I guess I'll just cut out Wren's tongue, and so she does. Well, she doesn't, but she makes other like her minions, like guards, do it. And then Wren is thrown into one of the prison cells in the Citadel, and we also see Maddox in there, who seems to be injured, and he possibly lost an eye, or like severely injured his eye because he has a bandage over it. Also, Hyacinth is there, and that he vowed to Wren that he would free her. Wren was able to escape because like Hyacinth sneaks like her like one of the keys to open up the jail door, and so she sneaks like through the Citadel, and she like finds some of the stuff that Lady Nor is using to like make the stick creatures and whatnot, and so she shoved all that in her mouth, and she regrew her tongue with that stuff, and that she was in severe pain, so much pain that she knocked herself unconscious until like the next morning. And then guards like find Lady guards find Wren in the throne room, and so they bring her to Lady Nor's bed chambers with Oak too, and then Wren manages to speak to control Lady Nor. And then they go and meet with the trolls at the end or something. But on the way there, Wren admits that her weakness is a desire for love. She tells that to Oak, and then Oak basically wants to tell her something. He wants to like talk to her about not being truthful. Then we find out Wren has Millelith's heart. I guess apparently Oak knew the whole time, so Wren kills Lady Nor pretty gruesomely, but I'm happy about that. I got rid of another abuser, right? But she's also horrified. Wren is horrified on how she did it. Like, she didn't mean to do it like that. She was just completely horrified, and she basically tells Maddox and one of the knights to leave to go back to Elfheim, while Oak will remain as the prisoner. And so she bridles Oak and basically makes him her prisoner, and yeah, that's about it. As for what I mean when Wren talks about, or like when I said Wren's whole thing is touch, her whole thing is touch because to her, touch is like being hurt. So she's like used to that. So when someone touches her but she feels no pain and it's more affectionate, to her it's like it's foreign to her. She doesn't quite understand it, but she's like, I want more of it, you know what I mean? That's why she says in the book, like, she wants and she wants and she wants, because she's being shown affection that doesn't result in being hurt. But unfortunately, one person who she got affection from turns out did hurt her in the end by holding back all this information of that she is or was or has Millerless heart. And yeah, so in the end she still got hurt. I just feel so bad for Wren. My file corrupted again, my friends. So here I am recording freshly out of the shower again for the last bit or whatever. So I ranked this book a 4.5 stars. I really like the political aspect more in this book because it's less romance and more political stuff. Also, I love Wren. I think she's a very interesting character to me. She's like very complex. I think she's sort of like a combination between Jude and Carden, and I don't know. I don't understand why people hate her so much. She's very interesting to me, and to be honest, I don't know, I just feel kind of bad for her because the one person that she thought that she knew turned out to be someone she didn't know at all, and I don't really like Oak's excuse for not telling her that she is Millerless heart or has Millerless heart, because he said that she would like tell Lady Nora about it, and it's like, well, Oak, were you there in the Citadel while she was like desperately trying not to say anything at all? Like, why would you not want to tell her that? I feel like a lot of issues might have been solved if you just like have told her. I don't know if I would react the way to Oak like she did, like putting on the bridle and all that, but again, she's reacting out of anger and like hurt and betrayal from someone who, again, she didn't think that would do that to her. But I don't think she means like bad against Oak. I think again it's just her acting out of anger, and yeah. But I don't know, let me know what you, or how would you react if you knew someone, or if someone did that to you, like Oak did that to Wren. Would you do the same thing she did, or would you just, I don't know, like send him away and like tell him to never come back ever again? And I don't know, but let me know down in the comments below, and next time I'll be talking about the last book, The Prisoner's Throne, and I'll be saying my goodbyes to Elfhame for now, because I know that there's also like graphic novels and whatnot coming out in a couple years or so I'm really excited about that one. But if you want to see more from me, then please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.